So these are the rough designs I'm going to be doing. This just means that it's going to be a bridge from that to that using these pieces, and these are the bits to go in the middle. This one is going to be 2 on one side with it leaning out, and so is this one but smaller. These pieces are just the bits that go on top. I'm also going to be painting some of the traffic lights, or the whatever you want to call them, the signals, which are here. But for the ones going off the junction that's going to be here, I only want red and green, so I'm going to try and sand down the middle one so it's flat, so I just have the top and bottom, or one of them anyway. If I can just focus it. Yeah, if I can sand down the middle one or the bottom one, or cut it off completely, so it'll just be smaller, then that'd be good. But first I'm gonna paint them black, and then put the colours in. I think is the best approach, and then stick them on. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But the modifications I'm going to have to make to these is I'm going to have to cut the flaps off the side here. I'm going to need to be cut out so I can rest the bar on top of it. Because the bar is going to start on the side of this one here and lie on top of the bit that I cut out, so I'm going to have to find a way to cut off this plastic. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So here I'm just using some nail clippers to clip the plastic off. It's actually way more effective than I thought. I mean, it takes a bit of effort, as you can see, but it gets through it relatively quickly, and then it leaves some quite rough edges, but you can always just sand that down at the end. So as you can see, this has worked quite well. You could just about make it out, sorry for the bad camera angle, but the edge has been cut off successfully, and I just need to repeat it for the other side. So here I'm going back to using that grip tape to sand it down. It's much rougher than some of the sandpaper I've seen before, but I'm sure you can get rough grains, and they're particularly good for wearing down the plastic, so it's quite hard because the rough edges are rather large, and you only need it to be rough, it doesn't need to be perfectly smooth, so as you can see, that's good enough. So here I'm just trialling the sort of standing from one side method that I explained earlier, using the weirdly cut piece, because I just needed to see if it was going to work really. I'd say that's a success, so I can try it for the one I want on the layout now. So I'm going to build the larger one just to get some practice in before I attempt the one-sided stand. Once I finish that, I'll move straight onto it. They both went really well. So I'm going to be painting the signals now using matte black paint from Revel and a nice fine brush. Using the nail clippers and sandpaper, I've managed to remove the middle light for the one that I only want red and green on. I think it's gone quite well. You can still see it, but once I paint over it, I hope that it will be covered. Just after starting this, I realised it would have been much easier to have painted them if I'd left them on the rack, so if you do this at home, definitely do that. I then gave them a second coat of paint, and this is the result. I'm very happy with them. Using some red paint, I dabbed it onto the top light. I was very gentle because I didn't want it to be plasticky looking, but also if you only put it on lightly, it kind of looks grimy and unclear. Up close it looks pretty bad, but you never really see the lights up close, so from a distance they look quite good. And I did the same with all the other colours too. So you can see it looks quite nice. It looks more like the light when it's off. Having repeated this for yellow and green, I then glued them on one by one where I wanted them, and I planned this out quite a lot before using the layout plans because I didn't want to put lights all over the place and then when it goes on the layout it didn't make sense to me. But it might not make sense to some of you, but it makes sense in my head, so I'm happy. So this is the one where I removed the central ones. As you can see, you can still sort of see where I cut it off, but overall it's gone quite well, especially from a distance you can't tell, so I'm really happy with that one. And then again, this one went really well. You can see the yellow quite clearly, which is quite nice. It's a bit bold, but can't help it. The walkway on this one went quite well. Again, I just used scrap bits of plastic to help support it because I find the supports they give aren't great. But yeah, I was really pleased with this one. It was really fiddly to assemble the platform and the ladder, but it came off quite nicely. So once I've constructed the layout design, I hope they'll look really good on it. Okay, thank you for watching. I'll post another video soon, hopefully. Bye.